Every day was a nightmare. मतलब और अंदर जा आग के पास जाता क्यों नहीं, ये सब चीज हो रहा है.
Trailer out. SRK was probably the first person to congratulate you and support you on that.
No,
When
I
the
think it's very
interaction between you
kind
two
and
is-
sweet of SRK to say this and talk about Agni also and give a shout out. I think very generous.
I would give this credit to my corporate career where I actually got introduced to the fire safety team.
Talk about that permission from the fire department. You know, we've heard like इतना time लग रहा है, वो दे नहीं रहे हैं, they are being a pain. You don't understand. कि वो
इतना क्या है यार?
just to save your life in future.
हमें तो जगह मिली नहीं कि use कर लिया.
And in the West, for anything, any modification you have to do, you have a fire safety marshal coming in and giving you inspections and giving you the permission to do. यहाँ पे तो कहीं पे भी हमने दीवार ठोक दी. कैंडल ब्लो की तो आग गया.
आग में कुछ मारे नाचते वक्त
कैंडल ब्लो ही तो हो गया.
I wasn't there in the scene. Yeah. See?
Were you on set?
It was just his
Were you
name in the
watching on monitor?
film enough for me to dislocate my shoulder. So this time this happened, and then during Madgaon it completely came out and I had to undergo an operation. Because now we as a society have always attached safety and quality with privilege.
And experiment.
Whereas poor quality and poor safety has a cost.
Hi guys, this is Ankita. You're tuned to Bollywood Bubble, and today we have with us the cast and the director of the script from the upcoming Amazon film Agni, and he's going to take us how tough it was to fight the fire with all these gorgeous people on the sets.
Very difficult, yeah. My God.
He surrendered.
Every day was a nightmare.
Working with
Because
them.
they were so good that I had to be really better at my job. And they were all fab on set and off set also. So it was wonderful actually. It was a great experience working with them. I think it's a dream for directors to have a crew like this and cast like this. Yeah. So very honored. Thank you, gentlemen and ladies.
It's so good to listen to your director.
No, I'm not kidding. I'm serious. Yeah. So
He's only prompting in between. I am not saying a single thing. But Rahul, to begin with you, shooting with an element of fire on set, where at least what we could make from the trailer, बहुत हद तक I think सब असली ही है. शायद VFX बहुत कम उसमें देखने को, समझ में भी ऐसा आता है. कितना मुश्किल होता है एक सेट पे इतने बड़े यूनिट के बीच में इतने पोटेंट एलिमेंट को कंट्रोल करना.
ये बहुत प्लानिंग किया था पूरी टीम ने. बिकॉज हर एक डिपार्टमेंट को अपना काम करना है. कैमरामैन वांट्स द बेस्ट शॉट, so he will want to go as close to the fire as possible.
Drone, I remember.
Yeah, the drone. Yeah, we
Drone
got the
shots, oh my
FPV
God.
drone made with black magic, modified so that first time we had that, we should go through the fire into the fire trucks and come out. So it's one of the first shots. So every department has to do that. Costumes, like the actors had to wear fireproof costumes, but there are so many other extras which are there. Now everyone cannot afford the actual fabric, so you have to make 3 different layers costumes. So that, because more than the fire, it's the heat which kills you actually. So that had to be done. Rehearsals had to be done from all kinds. Not just the technicians or the fire, the action director, but also the actors had to do a lot of rehearsals because they could get one thing wrong and it could be the end. Yeah, and now that if we look back, we think कि हाँ ये सब मतलब और अंदर जा आग के पास जाता क्यों नहीं, ये सब चीज़ हो रहा है. But now you realize that damn man, it's like
all worth.
it was, and more than that, anything could have gone wrong. Yeah, but fortunately nothing happened on our set because it's all wood. We built a set. It was under one shed, so we had fire trucks. We had about 25-30 fire marshals. We had firefighters working with us, both acting and as far as safety is concerned. So a lot of precautions was taken, and I think every department and mainly the producers excel, ensured that there was safety for everyone, which I think is a great thing.
It is. For actors, vanity is probably I would say the face card by which you play. You get the roles, people recognize you from your faces. When you are entering into a project where, as he said, you're as close to the fire, and any accident, any mishap can happen, how much ever precaution you take? Was there a doubt when each one of you got the script and you were like, okay, this is actually playing by fire, literally?
Yeah, so rather than doubt, I mean, I wanted to make sure that technically we are so strong as a whole team that you can actually, avoid any mishap.
Any mishap.
Which might happen. But even after having all kind of precautions and everything, you are playing with actual fire.
You are.
So you have to be mentally aware, prepared, and be physically very agile to be there. And be present with all your senses.
yes.
Because then it's not only about yourself, it's about your co-actors, it's about the set, it's about everybody else. In fact, I remember when we were shooting one of the scenes, I saw that the guy who was holding a mic, he was dozing off. We were shooting at night, first 22 nights that we shot.
Okay.
And it is like morning that 2 to 5 is a time where
Anyone
it's very difficult physically to be awake. So I saw from down that he was standing up and he was almost dozing off. Now at that point, you have to be aware and immediately call it out. Then let's stop, let's just take him out from there.
So that's one slip and...
Yeah, one slip and anything can happen.
Yeah.
So it's not only about yourself, but
And boom.
when you actually get into a project like this, it requires a lot of attention.
Divyenndu, Sayami, what about
I
you?
mean, like you said, anything can happen, but funnily, we thought it's a very high risk project. I was not worried about it at all because it really excites me. The only small injury that happened on set was when he was dancing. Because
he
Why
dislocated his
Divyenndu
shoulder.
and Pratik together and dances and
मतलब
what? We'll
आग
come
में
to it
कूदा तो कुछ
later.
नहीं हुआ कैंडल ब्लो की तो आग गया
आग में कुछ हुआ नहीं, नाचते वक्त शोल्डर गिर गया।
कैंडल ब्लो ही तो हो गया
Why is it with you when you are together? There is something. Is
I wasn't there in the scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was just
See?
Were you on set, Divyenndu?
It was just his
Were you
name in the
watching on
film
monitor?
enough for me to dislocate my shoulder. So this time this happened, and then during Madgaon, it completely came out, and I had to undergo an operation. So
Yeah.
Divyenndu is
Yeah.
the cause.
There I was. Yeah. There.
yeah. Oh, now thank you.
जो थोड़ा सा बच गया था.
You made me realize that why it happened.
हाँ.
हाथ मुझे दे दो
So you guys shot for Agni
First.
prior and
Yes,
then.
yeah.
So I think I should be then tweaking the question and saying you carried the camaraderie from here to the chemistry you two had in the film.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
we
yeah.
did.
So how was it knowing him for the first time? I should say then on the sets of Agni, please.
On
He
the
was completely in awe of me.
yeah.
अच्छा
Mesmerized. Yeah.
Pratik, you will be quiet for this one.
चेयर की भाषा बोल रहा है
Chair के. It's no, he's right, yeah. I mean, I've always liked and appreciated his work, and when finally, उससे पहले हम एक बार मिल चुके थे टेबल रीड पे, but on sets when you meet, I mean that's the real game, you know. तो जब मिले and it was immediate. I mean, I was at ease with his personality, and there was no such tension कि क्या करना है. Obviously, credit goes to our director also, that he was there making sure कि भाई everything's good in good space and good vibes. But when you have a good actor with you, you just think कि अच्छा इस scene को और better कैसे हो सकता है. और हम जब पहली बार जो हमने पहली चीज शूट करी थी, that's slightly on a emotional side. वो जब आप फिल्म देखेंगे वो एक particular वो है. So there it was very very important that without saying anything, how two actors can have a conversation between each other. That happened.
Yeah.
And I felt like really happy that you know what I wanted to do, he could get it, and there was a vibe exchange there. And yeah, man, you can only thank your stars that you know when you're starting a project and your co-actor is someone who's on the same page. What more do you want?
And it gives you a lot of comfort when you know suddenly that you feel that there is a comfort without even talking much, without even meeting more often. You feel that there is comfort, so you can go beyond what is written, and you can actually play along. You can create some more. You can give more value to the scene and the film.
Yeah.
Rahul was said to me, the actor, in an interview that while filmmaking is of course important and you put up a big project, even if it's more than two actors and if they get along with each other is different, but if they can respect each other's craft and the time of the set, nothing more fits, because you walk into a set and you really need the support, and when it's a big ensemble, I think it makes a
But
lot
you know,
of
it
difference.
starts from the beginning only. Because when you're handpicking actors, when you're doing the table reads, when you're interacting with them, I think you as an actor must have sensed the kind of energies you're picking up.
also it's like-minded people somewhere, no?
Yeah,
in the sense,
somewhere,
yes.
because it's going to be one family eventually, so it's like the best.
And you will be spending almost 50-60 days together.
Yeah, it's
Can't
Like
be a bad thing.
14
It can be a
15
nightmare.
hours a
It can
day.
be miserable if there
Yes.
is
Yeah.
that one.
मतलब फिर वो क्या होता है कि कभी-कभी you feel like यार
काम
you know,
हो गया।
हाँ मतलब हटा दो
नहीं
साइड
हटा
कर
तो नहीं, फिर एक्टिंग
लाइन
जब
काट
कैमरा
दो
नहीं चल रहा होता एक्टिंग करनी पड़ती है, वो बहुत मुश्किल होता है।
वो बहुत
ज़्यादा
मुश्किल
मुश्किल
बहुत
है।
बढ़िया।
हाँ, सही
So I think I mean blessed. You feel blessed when you
Yeah.
work with good friends actually. Then you become actors and co-actors.
Talking about friends, I think when you put out the Agni's trailer out, SRK was probably the first person to congratulate you and support
Yeah.
you on that. From Raees to now, what took you so long, sir? इतना लंबा गैप क्यों लिया आपने, बताइए जरा.
बोला शायद।
I think the research took time and
That's his term for laziness.
yeah,
क्या कर
actually
रहा
I'm
हूँ?
lazy.
रिसर्च कर रहा हूँ।
No, because it also generated, because you know how the fans also operate.
No,
When
I
that
think very,
interaction
very
between you
kind
two
and
is-
sweet of SRK to say this and talk about Agni also and give a shout out. I think very generous of him and so a lot of love. Thank you.
Can I extend and ask, was it also because in all your films and whatever I have seen of your work, and I have seen most of them, the underlining, how to put it, the political commentary your films have and the factor of heroism is very different rather than what people are expecting in a film. The flavor is very different. Were you still trying to find a project after Raees to get it out like something like Agni, because nobody has done this before?
No, actually, I'm not trying to do another type of film. Ke abhi main kya karu? Not like that. It just happened. Like I was supposed to do a couple of other films, which didn't happen. So this happened. I think it's a story which, if it stays with you and it continues to stay with you for a long time, then it's what works for you. So it wasn't trying to prove something one way or the other.
It's a very different concept. I think none of us has seen a film, at least in
Yeah.
Indian cinema,
Yeah.
where the firefighters have been put in the front and celebrated. We normally don't do. Was there a particular incident in any of your lives ever which also made you aware of exactly what the concept is? Because बचपन में हमारे लिए बस एक वो ambulance, and the fire ambulance, like firefighting man, were the only two things which we were aware, but not in depth of how excruciating this work could be.
Yeah, in fact, I was also equally ignorant.
Yeah,
For the longest time.
Yeah, I would admit it. I was.
And now I guess I would give this credit to my corporate career, where I actually got introduced to the fire safety team. Because when we were actually constructing cement plants and when you are in the plants, there is a whole team of fire safety and they take care of the whole plant. So during those drills and those lessons that I've realized the value of what these guys do.
I think anyone
Like
of
when
you
they talk about that permission from the fire department, you know, we've heard like itna time lag raha hai, wo de nahi rahe hain, they are being a pain. You don't understand. कि
Yeah,
वो
इतना क्या है यार?
just to save you, save your life in future.
Yeah.
You know, they really have to make sure कहाँ से होगा if something.
Yeah, your trailer also has that part, like how the building is
Yes,
constructed
yeah,
and
precisely.
how the pipelines are.
Precisely,
We totally
precisely.
ignore the very basics of.
हमें तो जगह मिली नहीं कि use कर लिया.
And in the West, you have, you know, like my friends have restaurant and all that over there. So for anything, any modification you have to do, you have a fire safety marshal coming in and
Yep,
giving
yep.
you inspections and giving you the permission to do. यहाँ पे तो कहीं पे भी हमने दीवार ठोक दी. You know, I mean, and it's like it makes the like fire exits. And while we were shooting Agni also, right, we had one whole set and then there was one exit and then we said no, but fire की picture कर रहे, God forbid fire हुआ,
Exactly.
तो लोग कहाँ से जाएंगे? तो where is the second exit?
Yeah.
So we had to, there was a nala over there, so there was no exit, so we had to actually build a bridge over that so that there could be an exit middle में, क्योंकि यहाँ से एक ही साइड पे exit है, यहाँ पे आग लगी तो कैसे, यहाँ पे ही लगी तो कैसे जाओगे तुम बाहर?
Yeah.
So I think it opens up a lot of your, you know, you start thinking about safety from different aspects, and even if we can think about that, forget about the firefighters. I mean, I would love it if they think about firefighters, the audience. But even if they think about their own safety after this,
Yeah,
no, it'll
that's
be great.
more than enough.
I think we don't have enough conversations about safety
Yeah.
in our nation in
Yes.
general. Everything, as you said, ki जगह मिल गई, फटाफट शुरू कर दो. Our basics are not fallen.
Because now we as a society have always attached safety and quality with privilege.
And becoming expensive,
मतलब expensive.
unfortunately.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
going to be
yeah.
expensive.
Whereas poor quality and poor safety has a cost.
and then we all face the brunt of it.
Absolutely.
Literally. Lastly, Rahul, you choose not to answer. I'll totally get it. We heard you making a film with Pratik again. You're working on a political drama with Pratik and Saif again. Is it on cards?
Cards? Tarot cards.
I like that. I'll keep that. But from what at least I've heard, that also looks equally exciting. So I get it if you won't be able to talk about it.
No, I'm not allowed to talk about anything right now except Agni. And Agni comes on 6th December on Amazon Prime.
And I would like to extend thank you for bringing out a subject which, as he just said, none of us, I don't think we were educated enough to talk about it. So I think we'll have more
appreciate
insight.
it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you
so
very
much.
much.